Hi guys, Marguerite here. Thank you so much for visiting me to see part 2 of this special perm series that I have for you guys. Today is all about wrapping each specific perm style. So if you look at the down bar below, you'll see that I wrote the time that each perm starts, so you could just jump right to that specific style that you want to look at if you don't want to sit through the other two wrapping styles. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll just jump right into part 2 of this series. Thank you. I got my jumbo end paper wraps, perm wraps at Salon Beauty Supply, and this is the best way to take out paper for your perm. You just place them there and you get your rat tail comb. This is the way I do it, and you guys could do this at home. You just take your rat tail comb, the end, and I got this at Salon Beauty Supply as well, and you just go like this, apply pressure and twist it, and you keep twisting it until it's like a fan, and you just keep doing it. Keep twisting it. Just don't stop, just keep twisting it, because then this makes it so much easier to grab paper. So when you're in the middle of perm, you just grab the paper, and then when you get to like the middle section of the paper, you could just keep twisting it as well to fan it out even more, so it could be really easy to grab. So that's very helpful and saves a lot of time on grabbing papers. On the top section is where you always start a regular perm. We just took off the clip, and we're going to start at the first two rods. The first two rods always go forward on the head toward the face. The rest of the rods go back. So we're going to start, get a thin layer of hair, and you want to use your rat tail comb all the time, and this is a great tool to section. So you want to grab a piece of paper, of perm paper, and all the time you want to make sure your hair, before you do the perm, start wrapping, you want to make sure the hair is properly shampooed and conditioned. So the hair will be damp, which is fine, and you want to keep it damp while you roll with a spray bottle. And as you can see, the hair is, because of the haircut previous, there's uneven sections when you're rolling a perm, and that's so normal when you're wrapping a perm. It's also frustrating, but it's very normal. You're going to come across that on wrapping any perm that you can possibly wrap, and that's how I do it. You just take another paper and you keep going so that it covers all the ends of the hair. You want to create even tension, and the first two go down toward the face. And that's your first. Also, when you secure it, you want to bring it down, but you don't want to bring it too down against the scalp, because you don't want to create a dent, but you want to get it snug in there so it's tight. Okay, so this is the second rod on this section that I'm going to roll for you guys, and remember, the first two go forward and the rest go back. So you can grab a piece of paper, bring it all the way to the ends, your rod, and bring it back so that so you don't get any fish hooks. I'm going to make sure it rolls under, overlapping, even. And see how there's hair coming up? That's totally normal. It happens in every perm because of previous haircuts. So I just go like that, and don't worry, because this perm solution will get right through the perm rod papers. That's why they're made so thin. And you want to fasten it. I always go slow fastening it, because over time the elastic will get kind of worn from previous perm solutions. So you don't want to break the rubber band, so you just go slow and see how there's that groove right there? That's not always the place to, just want to show you, see that groove right there? That's not always the place to secure it. I would just look at the scalp as a guide of where to secure the perm. You want, like, you don't want to go too close to the scalp. You don't want to create a dent, because this is a perm. Wherever you put the hair, it will stay that way. So I want to go just a little bit as close to the scalp without making a dent after it's done. So I just go a little bit snug, make sure it's tight. Okay, so I'm gonna roll the third rod for you guys, so you guys could know that the rest go back. These two go forward, the rest go back. Oops. So we're gonna spray it down, make sure it's damp, because you want to make sure that each piece is damp. It's easier to roll that way, and the hair stays put that way when you wet it with water. And we're going to make sure that the ends are completely covered with the paper, and we're going to roll it back slowly, and then you apply tension evenly on both ends of the rod. And you're going to secure it, and I want to make sure that it's snug but not too tight. I don't want to create a bend. And so, like I said, these two go forward and the rest go back, and you want to just go down the line like that. But these go down, these roll down, and everything rolls down. These are the only two that go forward. So when you get to this area, it's a very large area to cover. And you want to secure it. Let's see. So again, you want to go straight across this way. You don't want to go this way. So you want to go straight across this way. And I just make sure that this is tucked in under. And I don't apply pressure until I get to wrapped around twice, and then I apply pressure on the perm rod on both sides of the rod. Secure and tighten, snug it just a little bit. Next section. So I'm not applying any pressure, I'm tucking this under. And when it's wrapped around once, then I apply pressure to tighten it. And this hair got loose, so I'm just going to add another paper. Sometimes you cut them in half. And apply that to keep that hair in place. Now you know why perms are so expensive. It's very tedious work. Tuck that under, get that, and secure it. And so, as you can see, that is how you wrap this section of hair. it goes down this way, not this way. Even though the angle you want to do this way, you don't want to do that because the hair falls naturally this way. So you want to do kind of steps and just keep angling it down this way, not that way. So it's a slight different angle than you would think. When you do a piggyback style, you want to section it as you would a regular perm from part 1 of this series, and you want to bring the first 2 forward like you always do, but when you wrap the hair, when you wrap each rod, instead of just using one rod, I'm going to show you how to wrap for extra long hair. I'm just using this section for an example, but you want to wrap each section the way I'm going to show you right now. And this is for extra long hair piggyback perm. So you want to grab a small section, like that. Get your perm rod. You would get from the middle of the hair, and you want to wrap it that way. Secure it. And then you want to get the remaining hair and wrap it as you would a regular rod. Get the end. And secure it this way. And you want it, and that's called a piggyback style perm for extra long hair. Now, if you if the hair is really long, you might want to do 2 or 3 of that style. So you might, depending on how long the hair is, you would use 3 or 4 rods. So that's how you would do the base rod. And then depending on how long this is, the rest of the hair is. See, let's say this section of hair was really, really long, then you would just keep repeating that and do that. And then you would get the remaining hair and wrap the end. So just depending on how long the hair is, that's how many times you would want to add another rod to that section. And the reason for this is because when the hair is really long, if you wrap it all in one rod, the perm solution won't penetrate all the way through the hair. So to have an even distribution of the perm solution and the neutralizing solution, you want to distribute the length of hair in multiple rods for creating a piggyback perm. So this is how you wrap the hair for a piggyback style perm for extra long hair. Now if you notice, this is just one section of hair. This is just one section of hair, whereas a short perm would be just one rod. Would be just one rod, but because if the hair is really long, then you're probably going to have 2 or 3 rods for just that one section of hair. That's why when the hair is really, really long, it's a lot more expensive because there's a lot more work involved and it takes a lot longer to wrap. So that's how you wrap for a extra long piggyback perm. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you guys how to roll a spiral perm. Now there's 2 different types of rods. There's these are the flexi foam rods, and then there's another type of rod that is a corkscrew spiral rod as well. You could use either one of those are fine. And so when you do a spiral perm, you're not going to really section the hair. You're just gonna start at the bottom. When you do the other two perms that I showed you guys, the piggyback and the regular perm, you're gonna start at the bang area and go and then end up at the nape area back here. But when you do a spiral perm, you're gonna start here and end up at the top. So that's the difference in wrapping. So what you want to do is you don't want to section it. You're just going to get the hair out of the way so that you could work with it. And the reason why you start at the bottom is because the perm rods, the spiral rods, are so bulky that they'll be in your way if you start at the top. So when you start at the bottom, they won't be in your way as you're working your way up. So you want to get square sections, square small sections, and you're going to spray it down. Again, you want to make sure that before you do any perm, you want to make sure that the hair is properly shampooed and conditioned. And so you want to take your perm paper and you want to start at this area. You do not want to start in the middle. Now this is for either long, medium, or short hair. This is how you want to wrap the hair for a spiral perm. I'll start here, and what you want to do is you want to wind it in a corkscrew manner. You do not want to overlap it at all like the other traditional perm. You want to wrap it in a corkscrew manner where you do not overlap it. You get all the way to the end. If the hair is long, you'll end up around here. Matters how long the hair is, and you just bend it like that, and that's all you do. Okay, so I'm going to do the second section one more for you guys. You want to wet it, make sure it's wet. Always make sure it's combed through because this is a permanent and every hair counts. And you want to tuck it under and then apply pressure and wrap it in a corkscrew manner without overlapping the hair. Get to the scalp and bend it like that, and you just work your way that way. Just keep going, keep layering it, and that's how you wrap a spiral perm.